This is published in The Guardian 2 days ago. Sex ban, right? You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. The UK bans sex. England's COVID tier throws new obstacles in the way of romance. Again, this is from The Guardian, taken from Friday, October 16th, 2020. Some couples living apart and not in each other's support bubble, not allowed to meet indoors. It's hardly been the easiest time for single people to find love, with an ever-changing profusion of rules throughout the pandemic blocking their path to meeting that special someone. It says, but now those waiting for Cupid's arrow to strike have been dealt a fresh blow, as Downing Street has confirmed that couples living apart in areas under tougher restrictions can only meet outdoors unless they are in a support bubble. And if the prospect of outdoor-only encounters during the bitter winter months was not grim enough, Boris Johnson's official spokesman clarified that they are not even meant to touch each other under social distancing rules. With more than half of England's population said to be living in an area classified as high or very high alert, the top two tiers of COVID restrictions by midnight Friday, so this has already gone into effect. It says the rules, described by some as a sex ban, could break the hearts of many. Asked if couples living apart in Tier 2 areas can see each other outdoors, the Prime Minister's official spokesperson said on Friday, the rules on household mixing in Tier 2, I think, set out that you should mix with your own household only unless you formed a support bubble. And that obviously does apply to some couples. The Prime Minister's spokesman clarified that the restrictions were set out in law. According to the government, a support bubble is where a household with one adult joins with another household. Households in that support bubble can still visit each other, stay overnight, and visit public places together. However, if neither person in a couple live alone, they would not be able to form a support bubble, meaning they could only meet outdoors with each other in Tier 2 areas. And of course, this is utterly ridiculous. And you might think, how are they going to enforce this? If you have been following, I've showed numerous times, there are plenty of male and female Karens out there that will go on to, social media and will point individuals out. We've already seen it here locally in Brooklyn with the Jews. If you've looked on, every time Cuomo puts something out, there are a plethora of people who are like, oh, check out this street, or you need to come to my neighborhood, or you need to check out this bar, you need to check out this restaurant. It seemed a little too crowded for my neighborhood, or check out this local church down here. I think I saw someone there. There will be a plethora of individuals who will snitch on you because the virus, right? And so you might be thinking people must be dropping dead left and right in the UK for them to impose some sort of restriction like this. And really, it all comes down to, like I've said in numerous videos, it all comes down to control, right? So the BBC News talking about the pandemic, right? It says England's death count review reduces UK toll by 5,000. A review of how deaths from that word right there are counted in England has reduced the UK death toll by more than 5,000 to 41,000, the UN government announced, right? So obviously, it's not just within America, where we have seen numerous times where someone gets hit by a car, but they had the bug. The person died of the bug. They put it down on the death certificate. Someone was like 100 years old in the hospital with failing cancer, but they had the bug as well. That person, of course, gets labeled as someone who died from the bug, and they get counted among these individuals, right? To overinflate the numbers. It's not just in the US, it is also in the UK. And I'm sure it's within many different countries. I'm sure it's not just tied to these two areas of the globe. I'm sure there are numerous regions in the world where people are falsifying these documentation to make it seem like these numbers are bigger than they really need to be, for the purpose of fear-mongering, to incite fear into the public, and two, to access people's freedoms, removing people's freedoms with these restrictions, even to the point of trying to limit individuals who are coming together, who live apart, as it says there. If you're not in a support bubble, if you have a roommate and your roommate is not part of that support bubble, then you wouldn't be able to see, your girlfriend or your significant other. And I have no doubt, if the wrong people in America were to gain this sort of authority, I'm sure there would be many of them trying to put in these types of restrictions. It is for this reason that the founding fathers understood the overreach of government, and why the Second Amendment exists for this very reason. When government starts to reach too much into individuals' lives, and of course they do this via force, which is why you see in numerous states where they say, well, we have a lot of police officers, we're increasing the number of police officers, so you don't need to worry about that 2A. Put that away, or hand that 2A, hand that weapon over to us, and we'll give you a coupon, to go to this restaurant. We'll give you a coupon to buy stuff. We'll give you $100, right? We'll give you a little something in return, right, to make the neighborhood safe, right? And of course, this is the guise of how the country's governments strip. This happened in the UK, where they literally stripped the citizens of their ability to defend themselves from the state. And as a result, the state now has the entire control over their lives.